Hello everybody, hope you're doing very well this evening and welcome to the Contenders live stream the 19th of June. Hope that you are all doing very well and ready for today's session. Let me just close down a few browser tabs that I have open here to get things ready, and yeah, let's go. So, hope that you're all very well today, and any problems at all during the stream, then just write a comment, because I'm in a different location than normal, but I believe the setup should be fairly safe. I just want to start by saying today has been like a crazy busy day for me. Maybe you've already read. I just want to like clear it out before I go into this, because there'll probably be like different things going around everywhere, so I just want to cover what I have posted here today. So obviously, you can basically read. I can't even see my post. But essentially, there was some like family issues. My nan broke her hip. Pretty crazy, and that has been obviously using up a lot of my time. So here you go. So really being AFK today, my nan broke her hip, collarbone, looking in hospital, etc, etc, etc. E.g., I just want to like forewarn you all that over the next few days I'm going to be really AFK, really busy, obviously occupied with family, etc. So I just wanted to like give this out here before I go on, just as like an announcement that over the next few days that is going to be taking up my time, so just so you're aware, basically. So I hope you appreciate that as well. So with that said, obviously being that it took up all my time today, I am back for the stream and then I'm out again, so hope that you are appreciative of this. Let's go. So what I will be covering on tonight's stream, okay, is going to be the following: Ethereum Classic chart of the week setup, which I think is a really nice one. Okay, it's a nice one. So Ethereum Classic, okay. Then I'm going to go and then I'll review. I like to do this, like as you've probably noticed in the streams, I'll review the last week. So last week was obviously Enigma, ENG. So I will review Enigma, see how that's gone, continuation, etc. And then next week I'll review Ethereum Classic. You know, each week continue what we've done from the last week, sort of thing. This week Ethereum Classic. Then moving on to trading psychology and the importance of keeping a journal. And then I will. I'm getting the journal actually worked on by somebody. I've hired someone to like do a really nice formula for the journal, which then I obviously will share out for everybody. And I think this is going to be really good and so helpful for you all. So I'm touching on that, and then I want to go over, which I think was like such a nice addition to the night stream, of going through the comparison between XRP and Link, obviously two news-based pumps, and the difference in how they traded, and the way that I traded them. And I think that's going to be very good of seeing like live, real examples of how I trade these coins. I really do think that will be beneficial for you, of like how we could have seen the differences up ahead, how XRP was so weak. I think that's going to be a good one. And the importance, I should probably add here, because Link was like amazing. Importance of 618, the golden ratio. This is my favorite number in the world because we get a lot of money from it. So then I want to move on to trends within trends, day trading versus swing trade trading. Obviously the time frame that you're on, you've got a different trend. Okay, every trend has its own time frame, what this means, and how you can look out for those sort of trades. Okay. And then, as always, ending with a Bitcoin technical analysis and question and answers related to tonight's stream. We've got a lot to cover tonight. And my mind, I'll be honest with you, has been in other places today. Ready, and I'm still totally committed to this. So let's go. Starting with Ethereum Classic chart of the week. Okay. I'm okay. Obviously, it's a bit sad, if I'm honest, but I'm prepared for this. So let's go. Ethereum Classic. I'm gonna focus. So it was a short setup, okay, and I'm going to go through the Elliott wave count with you all, because this was also a big determining factor for me, the overall Elliott wave count. But nevertheless, obviously this screen here just shows zero, extra, and this was obviously just a rising wedge. Obviously it's not the rising wedge at the top of a move, but nevertheless a rising wedge formation going on here. Okay, running into that daily resistance. Okay, it's just like a real strong area of resistance for me. So it was a short position, and I will give you all the stats here. So obviously this short entry was taken at $8.62. Okay, take profit 1 was the 382. Okay, take profit 2 is the 618, and close out of the trade at the bottom of the rising wedge, which is obviously just the bottom of this here. I will go over the Elliott wave scenario because that's going to have lower targets, but I'm going to explain all of that as I get to this in a second. Okay, And as you can see here, larger percentage than normal at the 382 take profit because the BTC pair hit the 618, which I'm going to go over again. And just again, the importance of this 618 is massive. Okay, so yeah, the reasons for this trade: daily resistance overhead. Okay, and price was just hitting, wicking onto it, unable to get through. That is obviously a bearish kind of sign if you're just wicks onto it. You know, that in itself not always bearish, but combining with the factors that you had bearish divergences, and on top of that the confluence of the Elliott wave count I have going on here, all led me to wanting to short this. So there we go. And then here we go. Well, let's bring up the chart first before I go on to how it's all overall traded. So I think obviously I haven't done in the contenders yet. I haven't got to Elliott waves. So I'm aware that a lot of people might not have the whole theory behind Elliott waves. Do not worry. I will be getting to Elliott waves for you. The same with like fibs and how I use these exactly. Like I will cover fibs, Fibonacci and Elliott waves in so much detail. But for the time being, just bear with me. Okay, so the count that I have going on here and likewise on Ethereum and Ethereum Classic have been trading really similarly. Like Ethereum itself also was in a pitchfork that was respected so nicely. And the same here with Ethereum Classic. Basically, you can just see like the perfect on this, where I'm looking at here, wave 1 in a starting diagonal. Okay, so you've got a wave 1 overlapping to wave 4, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, starting diagonal for me there. Okay, so you got a starting diagonal in wave 1 and then a deep retracement for wave 2. Okay, so this is going to be important, and I'm going to cover this in a second why, but a deep retracement for wave 2. Okay, so this is really important. Okay, so wave 1 leading diagonal, wave 2 deep retracement. When you get leading diagonals, the retracements are really heavy. So this is like really standard. Okay, so whenever you see a leading diagonal, expect to see a heavy retracement, and we retraced obviously really heavily between the 786 and 886. That's a strong retracement right there, really deep. Okay, and quite sharp, to be honest, really sharp and deep. So obviously we've gone wave 1, 2, and now we're forming the third. We'll possibly have finished this now, to be honest, in my count. Okay, because we've gone 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then within the third, well, the fifth of the third here, going just the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to give us that wave 3. Okay, so then you go 1, 2, 3, putting in the fourth wave here. Okay. So yeah, that's the count overall, and I just want to show you this pitchfork because it's perfect. Okay, so we're taking the pitchfork. Okay, we're taking the pitchfork from the bottom of wave 1 to the top of wave 1 to the bottom of wave 2. Okay, once you've done your pitchfork from the bottom of 1 to the top of 1 to the bottom of 2, your targets are going to be the middle line. Okay, didn't want to move that. There's an 80% chance of realizing this profit up here, which is very good probabilities. Let's not lie, that's 80% chance while that pivot holds, and obviously that pivot held, and there you go, there's your 80% realized. Okay, but that only gave you the 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that gave us our 1, 2, 3, and obviously we hit the medium line perfectly, got that rejection there, come down to the outer warning line where we did lose it temporarily, but not drastically. So we held the outer warning line here and then come back up overall to give us that wave 5 of the third, in my opinion, wave 5 of the third, to hit that medium line again. Okay, hitting it again before obviously we fall down. And now let's cover. First, let me just remove these fibs really slightly. Okay, so let's just go over some key theory, and again I will cover this in a stream dedicated to Elliott waves and fibs, but all I want to say is that when wave 2 retraces heavily, okay, so when wave 2 retraces heavily, wave 4 generally will not retrace so heavy, and it's called the rule of alternation. So you have the guideline of alternation, sorry, that if wave 2 is steep and sharp, then wave 4 is probably going to be more sideways, and sideways corrective, not a heavy retracement. Okay, so with that in mind, let's take our fibs from the bottom of 2 here to the top of the third, and just perfectly. So because this is retraced heavily between the 786 and the 886, we are not expecting wave 4 to retrace heavily. 382 is target. 382 is target. Just really repeating this, 382 is the target because of that rule or guideline of alternation. Okay, what happened here? Okay, we actually hit the medium line perfectly, come back down and wicked under the 382. Like, just literally so perfect. If I'm honest, that is the most perfect trade in the world right there. Not necessarily, well, like both the short and the long, really quite easy if I'm honest with you. Like, shorting the medium line, okay, shorting the medium line, longing the 382, just literally from the rule of alternation, just like heavy retracement. short retracement. Okay, literally so easy. Okay, but because we're going from an early wave count here, we've still, that's 5 waves down in the A onto that 382. We need to put in the B, then come down for the C. Okay, so I will just say that I will disregard this wave 4 and say wave 4 is already in if we actually break this high of the daily resistance for me, which is sat here. You can see $8.90. Okay, this is going to be a crucial factor for me in how this count goes overall, and you know, I'll continue with this next week in on next week's next week's stream, and we can review and follow on with this. But overall, okay, we obviously have our A wave, okay, simply 5 waves down, okay. Then in the B, although I originally started counting this, okay, I originally had this as an A, B, C, D, E, literally A, B, C, D, but then actually when we broke above, because I originally just had this as like a ascending triangle, okay, because I don't really like it when you get, like, I was trying it as an ascending triangle, and then you like obviously get the overlaps, which are okay really, but I just liked it a lot more as ABC and the W, ABC and the X, ABC and the Y, ABC and the X, ABC and the Z for a WXYXZ. But ascend, you know, really you can obviously label it as an A, B, C, D, E. There's really no difference in the count there. But for my rule set, I actually prefer it as a WXYZ, just so you're aware, like a, you know, yeah, basically. But just because, like, it's not really like a asymmetrical triangle, is it? And it's not really a ascending triangle anymore, because you're all right, let's just like label this really quickly. So, oh, let me help. Anyway, I'm not gonna go too much more into that. Just so you're aware, we're putting the B wave there, in my opinion. Okay, that gives you your A and the B. Okay. So now, obviously, going back to the position that I was in, it was more or less just shorting the break from this, okay, as we were starting to break down, and that really for me like confirmed that we're putting in like a WXY, and then we obviously formed our low, lower high, lower low. So that for me was enough confirmation to like quite aggressively enter into a short position from this wedge, expecting it to break down. You can see that we hadn't broke down here, but I felt that the probabilities were most likely that we break down, and break down we did. But this is the thing now, okay, so then we're taking our fibs from low, okay, to high, okay, and as mentioned here, okay, so as mentioned here, take profit 1 382. Okay, so we obviously hit the 382 pretty perfectly, to be honest with you. Pretty perfectly hit the 382 before a bounce, okay? And now this is like a really key thing for me. So we had this uptrend support line, okay? So you see this line here, We had an uptrend support line, support, broken, hit the 382 as support, bounced from the 382 support, flipped the support here into resistance, and moved back down. Like, that is technical analysis, textbook technical analysis at its finest right there. So perfect, literally so perfect. The 382 bounce, giving you a WXYZ, falling down from the support, hitting the 382 for a bounce, getting rejected from the old trendline support, flipping to resistance. I mean, how can you not love technical analysis right there? Absolutely so easy. Okay, and now like what we're leading into here is I'm still in the short position. I'm still in the short, but the way that I'm looking at this now, just so you're all aware, if we break it down from the 382 here, because now it's like kind of for me like a channel, and we're just on the equilibrium of the channel, so the midpoint where you can be fairly neutral. Okay. So really my viewpoint is now, if we actually come back up here and take the highs, so if we take the highs of this parallel and close, so for me it's very important to close, so if we get a daily close back above here, I will close out at a short, and I think maybe I end with a tiny loss, but because I've obviously taken profits at the 382 here, it probably is going to end out more or less basically break even, depending on like how quickly I close on the daily close. Obviously I can't say right now how high this daily could shoot, so that's like the possibility that I will look to close this if we get a daily close back above, really above this parallel channel, but definitely back above that support line. I would close out of my short, okay, for a slight loss. Let's just say it's a slight, a loss, okay? So if, though, we continue down and break out of this parallel channel to the downside, well, obviously I'll just continue in my shorts till targeting the 618 and targeting the bottom of this range, okay, or the bottom of the falling wedge, okay? So that's how I'm looking at this, and sorry I didn't have this like drew on very well. Let's add this back on. So we obviously were looking at this short stops kind of just like above, okay, above the daily resistance, okay, targeting down for this. And the reason why I'm putting this in again now is because if you're going from the Elliott wave count, so if you're looking at this as an ABC, we can have lower targets because you're generally expecting a one-to-one extension here. So you can look for targets, really, if you want to trade it off from an Elliott wave perspective. The one-to-one, which brings you to $6.40, the 1618, which brings you to $4.89. I'm actually not that bearish on it, so I don't want to have my targets that lower. And if we break up from here, then I have to recount it, obviously. So yeah, that's like my perspective going forwards here of how I'm trading this. And really, I'm really impartial at the moment of where this is going, like from here, because obviously it's looking really bearish the way that you break down bounce, but you just get your bounce to flip it, that resistance in old support into resistance, and then you're hovering on the EQ. But you are hovering on the EQ and you haven't broken the major low here. So obviously the $0.58.15 is a critical support level. Okay, so that for me is like a really big level here. You see like how important that is. Resistance, support, and it's like a let me just draw this for you. Obviously it's our low, high, higher low, higher high, and this could just end up being a higher low and moving on higher. So you see what I mean, like why I am still in my short, but I do recognize the signs here that this could end up being a break-even trade, to be honest. So I'm just recognizing that, but I'm still I'm still in the short, but I just do see the potential of this breaking up from here. But yeah, obviously that would ruin this Elliott wave count, but nevertheless, I'm not too bothered. So yeah, that's what I see on Ethereum Classic, and I hope that makes sense. And then okay, let me explain to you. So obviously, as mentioned on the PowerPoint, I took a larger percentage than normal on the 382 support. You might say, Daniel, why did you take a larger percentage than normal of profits basically? Why, when you your targets are so low, why do you take such a percentage here? Well, let me explain. When you come across to the Ethereum Classic BTC pair, look at that. The 618 hit perfectly exactly the same time that we were coming to the 382 here on the USD pair. So the USD pair hit the 382 just as Ethereum Classic on the BTC pair was hitting the 618, and look at the reaction from that. A little bounce, still 3%, but you still get that little bounce from the 618. And when I see the 618 obviously on the BTC pair, well, it's going to affect the USD pair undeniably. Okay, so like literally line up here, fibs from low to fibs to high, getting that on exactly. Okay, you can see you literally hit the 618 to the exact sat before you bounce up. Okay, for that about 3 point, let's just say 3% gain. So you react there, and with that in mind, that's why I'm taking a bigger percentage of profits at the 382, because if the BTC pair does in fact hold the 618, well, I just factor that into my technical analysis when I'm trading. So that's why I took a larger percentage than normal, because if we do in fact come back up here, because I do see the bullish signs here, although I'm in the short, I do see the bullish signs, so I don't just lose the trade. Essentially, I can get out more break even / a small win, really. That was factored into my decision, basically. Okay, and then I could add to the short. If I'm honest with you, I would add if we actually broke this low, especially the 0.5, because that for me is still like the most important. Low. We can still bounce off of this and continue higher, and it would still be like bullish market structure on the micro. So it is like, well, this is what I'm going to be going over in the end of this stream. The difference in trends, different time frame, different trends. So this will make more sense at the end, and we can come back to this. But yeah, I hope that chart of the week here has made sense to you all. Why I took that position. Honestly, it's a nice trade. Undeniable. I think that was a nice trade, and I was very happy with it. So yeah, very pleased with that. And yeah, how that's trading out, just to reiterate, I'm still in the short, and yeah, that's what I'm looking at for my shorter term invalidations. I will happily close out if we get that daily above. If not, then I'll continue down towards target. So that has covered Ethereum Classic chart of the week with that nice pitchfork. Okay, nice pitchfork, nice Elliott wave count, etc going into that. So take that off a log scale, sorry. So that has left us with Ethereum Classic chart of the week. Hope that you have enjoyed that. Oh yeah, I will just read out the progress of the trade. So price broke down from the support trend line and hit my first take profit at the 382. Nice. Okay, take profit 1 has been hit as retraced to the old trend. So just explaining basically what's going on here. Hit the 382, we come back up, hit that trend line, and then get rejected from it. Like perfect technical analysis right there. Okay, if price takes the low at the 382, I was hold a short, and if price takes and closes above the high, I will close this short. Okay, so basically what I'm saying here is kind of just what I've explained. If we lose the 382, then I'll hold it, but really I'm looking actually now at the 0.5. So let's just update this. So really the 382/0.5, then I will hold it. But obviously if we start to bounce from and close back above this, then I will close that short out, if I'm honest. Okay. Oh, one thing that I want to show you all on this actually, so I forgot, so I do want to show you this because for me it was like a big factor. So you can see here, let's just zoom in on this chart a lot so you can see this nice and clearly. So you can see here, I just want to bring your eyes and attention because this was a big factor for me of why I was entering this short. So you see the resistance here, resistance, okay? So that's where we're getting this line from, these 2 bars of resistance. Obviously you have slight support, but it kind of deviates, but you have this resistance formulated here. And then what you get is resistance, okay? So you can see this is the resistance that you cannot close over, $8.90. No closes above that right here, okay? Sorry, I nearly forgot about this. And then when we add in our RSI here, you can see that price is moving up at this point, okay? And obviously you are getting those bearish divergences. So it was just like you are unable to get above this high, okay? And you are getting bearish divergences obviously across the board. Here today is what's happened today, but you had those bearish divergences, okay? Unable to close above resistance, and that just again was another factor as we come from our lower high and we broke the lows. Okay, so we break these lows, then that for me was like a big confluence of take the short, because we actually then went lower high, broke the support, and this is where I was entering my short position. And actually you can see this line right here. So you obviously had the uptrending support line that was flipped as resistance, and you also had this right here, support, resistance, flip. Like real easy stuff. And even if you had took the short, even if you were a trader that waited for confirmation and took the short here, well, that's still from where you are literally now a 2% gain. So like even if you were waiting for confirmation or the retest, you would have still taken that short at this point and had a nice, day trading 2% swing trade, layer ride from here. So yeah, that was another really nice thing on that chart that I just really wanted to cover. So yeah, before I go into the meat and potatoes of today's stream, obviously going over the psychology, going over the XRP, etc., what we've got to come, let's just as always, I want to now continue on with the chart of the weeks from last week. So last week was Enigma, ENG, and as you'll know, this actually traded so perfectly, like literally perfectly. And in the champions group, they were all astounded with this because I literally gave like a post during the day saying, right, here we are on daily support, buying, and then within like 5 minutes we went up 15% in about 5 minutes, hit target where I said, right, here we go, hit target, I'm selling, and then came down about 15% over the following like few hours. It was just so amazing. I love Enigma. I control this coin. It is my baby. Literally so good. Sorry, I love Enigma. I literally love Enigma. And so following on from last week, this trade, so obviously this was the follow-up of the chart of the week, and it actually played out again. So yeah, this is the one that actually played out again to weekly resistance. So just this has been, I've given so many calls on this coin, by the way, so many. Yeah, unreal profits. But anyway. So yeah, obviously chart of the week last week, it hit and it continued to trade throughout the week. And this is one that I posted like freely for everybody on Instagram, saying about that we're on that 618, and while we still hold this 618, just continuing to accumulate it. Obviously it's like just not really doing too much at the moment, but while you're holding these 618s, and this is going to be a theme throughout today, while you're holding 618s, I mean the risk is relatively low to accumulate at these areas, and obviously you don't win 100% of the trades, but yeah, Enigma, more than happy to hold. Yeah, just keep on the buy walls, and hold this 618. It's really, really nice. So yeah, that also was obviously one that I gave, or talks about on Instagram, etc., and doing calls on that. So yeah, Enigma, still happy with that from last week, and still holding to 618. And yeah, I will continue to literally keep buying this every day while it's on the 618. So that's Enigma. Okay. So that's obviously the last week's update. So now what I want to move on to is the psychology of trading, and this is for me. Okay, this for me is so important. Like, psychology in trading is ultimately one of the biggest factors. One of the biggest factors. Okay, so let me just explain. You can be the best technical analyst in the world or the best trader in the world, but if you have very poor emotional attachments with trading, you will actually do very badly. So what you need to do is actually work on, as well as like watching my streams, etc., and working on your own technical analysis. You do need to work on your own psychology in trading and your emotions in trading, because I cannot put so much importance onto this, and you'll be surprised at how many people are really good at charting, but they suck at trading. Okay, and let me tell you, it's you know, you can see impressive things on Twitter, for example, but I would imagine a lot of them actually are not very good traders, because it's really common that people are good at charting but they are actually really bad at trading. And what I mean by that is that when you have money on the line, it changes. Okay, well, you put on money on the line and people's emotions get the better of them. And this is why, personally, as like a mentor, any client that I have, I will always spend a few hours on this, because it's for me so important. That, you know, you really, really, really have to conquer your mindset and psychology and emotions before you can become profitable. Okay, so today I'm going to give you some tips with this, basically. So I've like talked about this more or less in the past, okay, on, you know, social media, etc., but I do want to like touch on it tonight briefly, just because you know, you might have noticed the way that I'm putting together the lessons. It's kind of moving on and on and on and on and on, and this is one that I should have really done a few weeks ago. So yeah, I kind of wish I did, but nevertheless, here we are with it today. So yeah, I will obviously keep adding things to this here and where necessary. But yeah, basically, let me just read through these points here, because so important. Okay, so the greatest plus most successful traders find their main reward in the activity of trading itself. Most of us were originally attracted to trading by the idea of making lots of money without working for it. But I have found that the best and brightest get their kicks from actually doing the trading. What we mean by this is this is by the way a quote from a book. This is a quote from a book, not my wording. This first point. Just so you're aware. But it's like for me, like a really, I have a lot of like quotes up on my office, and I think this is like one of my favorite. That I just really like it, that, you know, in trading, people are attracted to the money and they think that it's easy money. Okay, and the people that are attracted to only the monetary gains, okay, are actually probably going to be the people that lose out in the end. You should not be after the monetary gains, but actually that the money comes naturally. The money will come on its own. And if you focus on the charts, focus on your trades, you know, and not worry, you know, always thinking about monetary gains, etc., all the time, then you will notice that it just comes naturally. Okay. So the lesson is basically, do you really enjoy the act of trading, or do you suffer from fear and greed every minute you're in the market? If you suffer, it is because you don't understand and or yourself. Most traders win or lose to the same degree that they understand themselves. And this is just like highlighting that you really need to, you know, if, for example, when you're in the market or you're scared to enter trades, etc., you just like really need to focus first on yourself. Let me turn off Discord a second, because those ticks. So yeah, you just like really need to focus on yourself and conquer that psychology before that you can, you know, if I'm honest, before you can become consistent in trading, you need to work on yourself and your own mindsets. And obviously you can do this in your own personal time. But you know, any questions that you might have for me, please ask them, because I have went through this. Obviously, when I first started trading many years ago, I went through all of this. So you know, I used to be so greedy, and that was one of my main reasons for losing a lot of trades. When I first started out, I lost a lot of trades because of greed. And yeah, so I've went through all of this. So you know, I've conquered it now, mastered it, whatever you want to say. So you know, ask questions for me, because I can help you. So yeah. moving on. So world-class traders see the market itself as a support mechanism, okay? Amateurs and or less successful traders see the market as threatening. That difference is critical in achieving success. Moving on to my next point, which come from the Discord yesterday, that a nice example of this is when I posted a short setup. So I basically posted a nice parallel channel. As you know, I like trading the parallels, and we were on the top of that parallel channel, and obviously that's where you enter into your short positions, okay? And so I posted this in the group and said, posted this parallel, and someone said that they were too scared to enter the short because of fear of it going up and losing the trade. Okay. And I said, don't be scared to take the trade. But they were. And then 5 minutes later, the price dropped 2%. So we hit the, on that top of that parallel, and then 2%, the price had dropped. And then obviously they're like, why did I not take the trade? Why did I not listen to you? And it is because they were too scared of losing money, okay? And scared, the quote is true. Scared money does not make money. You cannot be in this space with a fear of losing money, essentially, because losses are normal, okay? Losses are normal. Every trader is going to lose. If I had lost that trade of that parallel channel, so what? I literally would not have cared, because I'll take the next one and I'll win it. Okay, I just view it like this. Losses are normal in trading. Trade the chart, okay? Trade the chart and not your opinions. Don't trade what you think is going to happen. If the setup is there and you're on resistance, take the trade. Do not overanalyze. Do not overthink. Take the trade. And this is some words that I gave yesterday, so I just want to obviously give this this was in the champion group, so I just want to give this to contenders because people liked it. So if this is like a follow-on to this trade, obviously, as it played out, and it was a successful trade in the end. If it does get stopped out, doesn't matter. You cannot win every trade. If you overanalyze the technical analysis, you find a setup and then you overanalyze it. You can always find a way to talk yourself out of any trade. E.g., you are so scared of taking the trade of fear of losing money, you're always going to be able to find something that says don't take the trade, okay? So when you see a setup, and it can be so simple, do not overanalyze it, because if you do, you're probably going to find something that says don't take the trade, and then when it plays out, you will kick yourself saying, why did I not take that trade? And it's just like, moving on, as I said here, I have become conditioned to take every single setup I see when my rule set is met, okay? Because I've obviously got this edge in trading, I know what I'm doing. I'm so conditioned and planned of doing this every single time that I see them. I do not think, shall I take this one? Shall I not take this one? No, if I see my setup, if I see my rule set, I take the trade every single time. Every single time, okay? Really, really important this is. I know this isn't technical analysis, but this is just key in trading overall, okay? So key. Okay, so I know that I cannot win everyone. I know that I cannot win everyone. I know that I cannot win every trade. It's unrealistic to think I can win every trade. It is impossible to win every trade, and I accept that losses are normal and part of trading. But if I start getting scared to take a trade, even though my setup and rules are there, then I will never become consistent in my trades, okay? So it's just so important that you see a setup and take it, okay? With no risk, there is no reward, okay? So that's just some words. And again, any questions, problems, come to me. I will help you. I just wanted to really highlight this in today's stream because that really hit home for me yesterday. I thought it was a nice addition to this stream. So yeah, trading mindsets, emotions and or feelings in trading are something that professional traders do not get / block out. And I don't want you to think of this like when I'm winning, losing, etc. I'm not getting emotional. It's just that I can block it out, really. Okay, it's not like I mentioned a few days ago. Obviously, I went on a really heavy winning streak, winning some good trades, and I commented in the group saying, yeah, I'm actually going to stop trading now. Firstly it was 11 p.m, but I was getting so overconfident. I just said, I'm stopping now. I can feel myself. I felt like a god, to be honest, and I just felt, yeah, I'm feeling like a god. This is the time to stop trading and sleep, because it's even me. I do sometimes find myself getting a little bit emotional, a little bit carried away, etc. And then that's the time to step back. Okay, so if you yourself have gone on a winning streak, then you probably know you can gain overconfidence. You start changing decisions, and that's where you take your big losses. So it's like always staying in the zone, always staying connected with the charts, not getting carried away. And the same goes if you're on a losing streak. Well, if you're on a losing streak, take a break, take a walk, come back to it with a new mindset, a fresh mind. Really helpful. Okay, so we feel and continuing on, so like professional traders feel a connection with the market and have a knack of knowing what is going to happen next. Like, that is pretty true. Okay, like literally you've seen the amount of times I've given a level and it's, for instance, seller. I gave the buy-in of 193 sats when we were sat at like, what was it, about 300, I can't remember now, sats, a 26% drop, and I nailed it. And you can see this continuously, I'm nailing these buy-ins. Like, people think it's amazing, but literally I've been doing this so long now, I just literally do, like, honestly have a feel for what the market's going to happen next, and it's so amazing. But yeah, it kind of just happens when you have like, and you just honestly, like, you have a feeling, a connection. I feel so connected when I'm like in really trading. I feel such a connection with the market, and it might sound really weird because obviously I know that I have no control and the market's going to do what the market's going to do. Like, I have zero control over it, but I just feel this connection and it's amazing. I don't know how to explain it, to be honest. And that's where I go on to this point of trading is effortless, honestly. And it's like the quote of knowing without knowing how I know. And this was interesting for me because when I started mentoring like traders, you know, I had to, like, when somebody asked me, Daniel, why have you placed your resistance level here? I had to think to myself, well, why am I? And for me, it was just really funny because I'm obviously so used to doing this day after day, year after year, that I just do the levels without thinking. And then when I became a mentor, a teacher as such, helping others, I had to think, why am I doing these levels here? You know, because it just becomes so natural. I do it without thinking. It's just literally effortless. I see a chart and I see the setup, you know, 10 seconds. I look at a chart, within 10 seconds, I would know where my entry, stop loss and target is. And if I do not see that within 10 seconds, I'll go on to the next trade. And it becomes really natural. And then it's like knowing without knowing how I know. Like, it was difficult for some of the things that I'm just so used to doing, to thinking, why am I looking at this? And then explaining. But yeah, obviously I've worked on that well, and I hope you can see that I'm like working hard on like my mentorship and teaching skills. Yeah, because this for me now is my passion of helping others, teaching it. I love it. So moving on to the next slide before we get on to the Link and XRP news, which is going to be really fun, I think. Take responsibility for your trades. Okay, so too many times you see things like, you know, brokers you don't get in crypto so much, but my broker told me to go long and I knew it was wrong. Okay, putting the blame on somebody else. Okay, the RSI said to buy and it was wrong, putting the blame on the RSI. Okay, I knew I should have sold, but the wave count was wrong, e.g. putting the blame on an indicator. You cannot put blame on everybody else or every other indicator. It's your decisions, your trades. You need to accept responsibility for your trades, and when you accept responsibility for your trades, that's how when you can start to move forwards. If you're always blaming an external factor, you're not going to do well in trading. Okay, you have to take responsibility and then learn from that. That's the key, learning and improving. Okay, so what I've said here is a key principle in becoming a consistent trader is acting responsibly. Okay, wrong word here. Is acting responsibly for your trades. Okay, a trade journal is a good way of keeping accountability and monitoring your wins and losses. You need to learn from losses when you take them. You cannot, as a beginner trader, take a loss and just move on. Analyze what went wrong. Okay, and this is the spreadsheet that I've got working on for you here. I'm going to make this a lot nicer, condition it before it goes out, before I post it on the website. I'm going to make some adjustments, but so yeah, this will be uploaded to the website for everybody. But you want something along this sort of line, okay, and let me say, this is not easy, as in, well, it's easy, but it's time consuming. But if you are serious about this, you need to be logging your trades. You need to have some form of accountability. You cannot just keep taking trades, losing trades and forgetting about it and thinking that it's going to work itself out. Okay, obviously with a mentor, you know, I can speed up your process of learning considerably. I can help you, but you still want to be helping yourself by logging trades, in my opinion. You know, the more that you can do to help yourself, the better I can help you. You know, if you are willing to learn, I can help a lot more, okay, or a lot more efficiently. So basically this is something that I will be posting on the website. You know, pause the screen and you know, you can read through some of these entries that I've got here. Okay, and this is another one that Shadow gave me, so shout out to Shadow. And I am actually getting somebody in my own company. So within Chart Champions, we have an Excel expert, not myself by any stretch of the means. So yeah, I've got somebody working on this that's actually going to take this one from Shadow. So, but he's going to improve it. So he's working on a new formula. Okay, he's working on the formula. He's working on like a really nice I've seen what he's going to do. It's like a pie chart, which is going to like record your wins, losses, etc. in a nice pie chart. And yeah, this is going to hopefully be ready like a few days, and I will upload this on the website as well. And basically, I'll make a video dedicated to this. But just so you're aware, you want some form of analyzing trades as you take them and then going back and reviewing them at the end. And this is a key metric for moving forwards and becoming a good trader. Okay, so yeah, just so you're aware, that will be uploaded onto the website, and that's going to be a great help for you, like honestly. Okay, so moving on to getting into the trading side of things now, and let me just say, please do not underestimate the importance of psychology and emotions in trading. It's all well and good being very good at technical analysis, but if you cannot control that sort of emotion that's tied to money, winning and losing money, then you will struggle. So you have to really work on that alongside technical analysis. Okay, so with that said, news-based pumps, Link and XRP. You all know my viewpoints on XRP. But my viewpoints were not affected by this. I traded the news pumps. So yeah, let me explain like the differences between XRP and Link and how personally I saw that this move was topping out before it topped out. Okay, so XRP and Link. Let's go over to the XRP charts. Okay, so let's load this up really nicely. XRP, and this is like the way that I like to do this. XRP on one screen, Link on another, and we can just really easily see now. Okay, so let me put XRP on the left, Link on the right. Okay, and let me talk you through. Oh wow, Link is popping right as we are speaking. Cool. Oh wow. Yeah, that's nice, to be honest. Okay, and I'm going to go over why this is nice in a second. Okay, because that's kind of annoying because I was already expecting this to pump and I wanted to like tell you about it before it went on stream. But yeah, kind of a bit late now. It's already going. But yeah, damn it. Oh well. I wanted to give this to you all and explain it, but a little bit late now, isn't it? But anyway, let's go on and continue through what I wanted to explain in the first place, which was the difference of what we could see in XRP and Link as it pumped. Okay, so let's go over and review this. Okay, oh, oh, it's so hard on the 1 minute chart trying to find this. Here we go. So this is what we're looking at here. Okay, so this is what we're looking at. Just firstly, can you see the difference? Okay, so obviously they're both news-based pumps. Okay, so they're both news-based pumps. Can you see the difference? XRP has a news article released and it moved literally from the bottom here to the top 4%. Not a lot, okay? Whereas Link in comparison in the same time was moving 10%. Link's XRP's whole move was about like 7%. This was 70%. So firstly, you can see the reaction in the news. A lot more people were interested / hyped about the Google release than MoneyGram. Not surprised. Anytime that you see a mention of Google, Facebook, Amazon, Apple in crypto, that's going to likely pump the price heavily. Whereas likewise, MoneyGram, nobody really seemed to care. Okay, well, obviously it had a little reaction, but ignoring that a second, what were the technical reasons why I started to short this? Okay, so firstly, that's nice print screen that I've got here was the difference in histogram. Okay, so the histogram that you can see along the top of the chart here. Okay, so you can see the top chart, the histogram, which for me is a really important metric. When I'm scalping, when I'm scalp trading, I love the histogram, okay, more so than the RSI. Okay, the histogram is my thing in trading, scalping. Okay, so what we're looking at here is you can see the difference. XRP moving up and straight away on its drop. Okay, firstly, let's just compare price action. Big drop followed by 5 minutes of sideways action, moving up to the highs, getting rejected, e.g. struggling for continuation so early on in its move, not a good sign. Link, on the other hand, move up 3 minutes of consolidation, taking the high, continuation. Okay, so you can see already from price action, like ignoring every indicator in the world, just looking at that, you can see, wow, how much stronger is Link right here. 3 minutes of consolidation, taking the highs, continuing up straight away. XRP moving up, firstly a big rejection, followed by 5 minutes of sideways, followed by a move up, and actually getting a double top at this point and a rejection. And you do continue on, but it's the same thing. You continue on and a big rejection. Okay, here you literally, it's just 1 minute of down. This is the 1 minute chart, by the way. Okay, you can see the difference just literally from price action. Okay, that link is a lot stronger, e.g. XRP is really weak at this point. Okay, then we add in the histogram. Look at the difference here. Link, not once on its drop did it drop to the negative side. Not once did it go negative. Increase positive, increase positive, increase positive. Okay, you can just see here increasing. XRP, obviously it's increase, decrease, bearish divergences. This is gaining momentum. This is losing momentum. This is bearish divergences. Price moving up, and histogram moving downwards. Okay. So, yeah, obviously I originally traded the XRP long. Okay, I was at the computer ready and there trading while this happened. So I scalped this. This dropped down to the 382. Where is the drop for the 382? Because that's where I originally got in on this move. Must have been, I can't remember which one. It was either on this drop. I can't remember where I was taking my fibs from now. But I got in. It must have been on this drop, I think, because I got about 4% out of it on the long side. But I was more interested in the short. It was more interested in the short. Yeah, it must have been this one where it's slightly front run. Yeah, basically I got in about halfway through the move. I can't remember if it was on this drop or this swap, but I got about 4% to the long side. But I was so much more interested in the short on XRP when I saw this price action, when I saw this histogram. Okay, and this was live in the moment, by the way. This was live in the moment where we must have been around here. So we must have been around here, or might have been on this top here. And obviously in the group, posted targets. And the target for me of the long and then entering into the short was 0.46270. Okay, as you can see here, my resistance was 0.46273, but that's where you got like that tiny little bit of front run on the psychological 70 number. And you can just see, like, this is proof in the pudding. This was me giving that target. Okay, what happened with XRP? No surprise, but we hit target, and this is like the thing, giving targets before it's happened and then they play out perfectly. This is just like yeah, I've been doing this a lot. And then you see where we obviously are coming up, hit that target absolutely perfectly, entering, loading up the shorts, and you can see the reaction that this had. Yeah, like literally the most perfect short entry that you could have got on that right there. And now I'm just going to move this back to one screen and continue with XRP for a second. Yeah, so that's like, I hope that you've understood what I've just went through there of why I was looking for those shorts, why I gave that target. Well, firstly, let me explain why I gave that target. It was weekly resistance. Okay, so that target was weekly resistance. Okay, you can see here. Oh, where were we? Oh, I'm on the BTC chart. So that was weekly resistance. Okay, weekly resistance. So that was one of the reasons why it was my target. And secondly, as we were moving up on that really bearish histogram and price action, that was a big influence for me of, looking to take that position. Okay, that short. Okay. So now let me move on and show you XRP. So this is what I wanted to go through on XRP. And now this is when you're in your short, you can be shorting and longing at the same time if you have two accounts. And I'm just going to take a quick drink. So this is where you can be simultaneously in positions. You have to have more than one account, okay? Because you cannot long and short on the same account. So you have to create yourself a second account. It takes 5 minutes. And obviously split your capital. So what you're looking at here is shorts, but then you can see on the long side, on the flip side, how you can long each, or or short if you want to, from each fib level on the way down. So XRP here, look how it just amazingly respected our fibs. Fib taken from the low prior to the breakup, so low, swing low to high of that news move. Okay, and then you can see hitting the 382 hits the 236. Okay, so long 382, sell 236, long 0.5, sell 382. Okay, long 618, sell 0.5, long 786, sell 618, long 886, sell 786, long double bottom, sell 886. Every single fib with the reaction, and literally fib, sell, fib, sell, fib, sell, fib, sell, fib, sell, fib, sell. Like pretty standard there, pretty standard. Okay, yeah, just showing you like the importance. Okay, and now you might say, wow, we're pumping here. Well, look at the grand scheme of things. Okay, yes, this was our news pump that gave it all back. But where, okay, let's think here. What are we looking at here? What did XRP have? Why did it bounce here? Why was this actually bullish? Although we broke down from the bottom, why was this bullish? Well, let me show you right here, the 4-hour parallel channel that it was in. So here we had on XRP, okay, really, really nice. High to low to high to low to a partial rise to low to actually breaking up in the end. Okay, so this is our parallel channel that we were trading. Okay, so that's the parallel, and then your old resistance, just like Ethereum Classic, you have the trend line resistance. It's broken, back tested, and held bullish. Okay, so I don't like XRP, but that's nice, isn't it? You got your resistance trend line, you back test it, and you hold it. Like the support lines, wicks down, held, wicks down, held, wicks down, reaction, wicks, reaction, wicks, reaction. Okay, so that's XRP that I just wanted to cover you for you all there and show you like why that was really, really nice, to be honest. Okay, then obviously now for like targets, well, going above that now. Okay, so you're above the 382 now, like that's the place where I sell. Okay, so 382, then obviously second target 618, you know, then back up for your weekly, and let's see how we react to there. But you know, that's just longing the retest, selling 382, second target, third target, however you want to trade that. Okay, so yeah, that's XRP covered right there. And quite funny that it's moving up as we're speaking on the stream. Then I wanted to give you another example on Link and the importance of the 618. The importance of the 618. You all know I love the 618. I love it. 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 Now can I just show you, please, Link? I just want to show you this on Link. Okay, why was this so perfect? Literally, if there's one thing that I could do, it would be the 618. It's my biggest money maker. It's probably made me millions, like literally so much money off of the 618 alone. Look at that Link. This is a 70% move. This is a 80% move. Okay, 80% move. And then what are we doing here? Fibs from the bottom of 2 to the top of 3. Simple stuff. Let's just remove every other fib from this chart a second. So really, really simple stuff. Bottom of 2, top of 3. Take your fibs out, okay? Where were you looking for the reaction? Well, the 618 here. Okay, literally, if you missed out on the whole of the 80% move, who cares? You got a second entry here at the 618. Wicks onto the 618. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Where can you look for targets? Take fibs from the high. You're probably going to be able to tell it's the 618. Fibs from the high down to the low. Wicks onto the 618. Absolutely perfect. Then what can we do here? We can look for another reaction on the 618. Fibs from the low to the high. Wicks onto the 618. Okay, so let's say you miss out on the whole of that 80% move. Well, guess what? Target realized 25% in one day. Okay, really, really nice. Obviously, you can't short this, which is a bit of a shame, but that would have then been another 12% gain. Okay, and then we can do the same process again until you get like a larger break. Okay, then you can be looking for this. So although Link was moving there, it's not really actually even moved. Okay, because it's hit the 0.5. But you can just see how like you're forming like a really, really, really tight range now before you get a larger break. Okay, where we can add on like a little range like this. Okay, and then we're gonna see, are we gonna break to the upside from this, or are we going to break to the downside from this parallel sort of thing? Like, this is what we're looking at. We're getting a tightening range in here, really, really tight, and you're going to get a break up or down. You know, you add on, you know, just to make, visualize things. I personally don't need to view this, but when you look at, for instance, Bollinger Bands, they're going to be tightening. Okay, so you can just see here, like, just showing you that volatility is going to come. Your Bollinger Bands tighten. Okay, all your EMAs tighten, and you're getting trapped between 618s, okay, and then you're going to get a big break sooner or later. Okay, and it's not like predicting where it's going to break. Just react. You don't need to predict whether it's going to break up or down. You can just trade the break. If you can't short it, unfortunately, because I would love to, but if you break the range, we'll look for the shorts. If you break up from the range, look for longs. Like, yeah, pretty easy. But yeah, that's the importance of the 618 there on Link. I just wanted to really go through that. yeah, there you go. Link from 3 trades simply from the 618. 618, 618, 618. Perfect, no? So that was link. And then what I wanted to move on to today again was the way that you get trends within trends. And this is just like pretty simple stuff, but you know, people don't understand it fully. So I wanted to like show you here. So this is Bitcoin chart. So Bitcoin is in a daily uptrend, okay, all the way back from December, where we obviously went a high, low, higher high, higher 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 low, higher high. Okay, so you're in a daily uptrend. Okay, so Bitcoin is in a daily uptrend. Okay. But then when you come onto the 60-minute chart, it's obviously in a downtrend. Okay, so it's just like being able to understand that you can get trends within trends. Okay, so it's like looking at this on the daily, okay, and seeing like you're in a daily uptrend. But then when you come down to like an hourly chart, where you can see that then here on the hourly chart, you've formed your high, your low, your lower high, sorry, high, low, potential lower high at this point, because it hasn't, let me say, it's not a lower high until you take these lows. Okay, if we go low, high, and we take the low, that's when this is classed as a lower high. We cannot say it's a lower high at this point. We can just say it's a low, a high, and a low. But if we go on to take the highs, then this is a lower high, a higher low, and it was a continuation. So this is where you have to wait for the break. Okay, it's not a low, this is not a lower high until you take the lows. Okay. But I just really wanted to explain this, and this is like a nice channel, by the way, on Bitcoin. I'll explain this in a few minutes. But I hope that you've understood that obviously it's not too difficult, I don't think, that you obviously have your trends on different time frames, have different trends. And this is where, well, let me, you know, I've made the slide, so let's read it. So for example, as a day trader, one would follow like the 1 hour / 15-minute trends. Okay, a position trader would follow the weekly trends. Okay, and nothing moves straight up or down in the markets. Buying retracements in an overall uptrend, so when you're in the weekly uptrend, buying retracements makes sense. Or shorting tops in an overall downtrend, you know, makes sense and should be profitable. Okay, so when we were looking, I like to use this as an example because I traded it so well. Okay, so in 2018, was I the biggest bear ever? Yes, because every single high I shorted. Why? Not because I had an opinion on the market, because I traded the charts purely as they should be done. Okay, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Every single one, look at this, every single one, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. What am I doing in a lower high bearish market? Shorting every single advancement gets shorted. Okay, and shall I show you the importance of the 618? High to low, 618 bounce, perfect short. Okay, high to low, 618 perfect short. Anyway, moving on. You know, you're in a bearish trend at this point. You short the highs, you should be profitable. If you're in that weekly downtrend, short the highs. Okay, then what are you looking for here? You turn the trend as soon as you take this high here. As soon as you take this high here, this was the sign to go bullish. This was the sign to switch. Okay, not because of a bias, but because the market then went low, and here you were still looking obviously at a lower high, but then you formed a higher low as soon as you broke this high. So at this point, because we could have just done this, it was not bullish until you take the high. Okay, and then as soon as you take this high, you actually then go lower, higher low, higher high, and you've changed the market's trend to bullish. Okay, really, really important. That's when you went higher low, higher high on the daily / weekly. The trend went bullish, and that was the time now that you look to buy retracements. And where do you look to buy retracements? Between the 382 to 618. You all know how perfect that's gone. I'm not going to show. And obviously you all know the pattern that I was trading from, this bump and run. And yeah, I was getting in. So as you know, I was like in shorts until we took the high, but I also was buying spot longs at the bottom here as soon as we broke that resistance trend line. So yeah, you can go back on YouTube and like, well, but yeah, obviously I was making videos about it, about why I was buying at this point right down here, and you can see how that's played out. But it was just seeing, okay, bump and run pattern, phase in phase, bump phase, uphill run. You know, how perfect does this go on? Technical analysis. Amazing. I love it. I love it. I love it. So yeah, if anybody has any questions about what I've just covered, please ask a question and I will help you out. Okay, so please ask a question if you have one about anything that I've covered today, especially if you don't understand this trend situation here of how you have trends within trends, because maybe I've gone over that a bit too quick. You know, if you want, like, pause the video and read, because I've done a little bit of a cheat sheet essentially of, you know, once you take the highs then it becomes a higher low, you know, etc. So, you know, reading these little cheat sheets will help you, but I will upload those to the website as well. So or you can just pause the screen now and read it. But if you do not understand, then please give me a comment and I will gladly help you for the next 10 minutes or so while I'm on stream to assist you. Okay, and I will end with a Bitcoin technical analysis. Okay, but you know, really, for me this is quite easy, because all I'm simply looking at is this Fibonacci channel. Okay, so we literally have the low of the fib channel, the high of the fib channel at this point, because we're moving so sideways. Okay, so because we are moving so sideways, I mean, you can add on a few different trend lines, but why can't I click? So you can add on like a few different lines here, but overall, you know, I'm not too interested in the trend lines. More the fib channel. For me, it's more the fib channel. Okay, where we're on the equilibrium of the move, so you have the high, the low, the EQ, the mid-range. So while you're on the mid-range, you can be very much neutral, just like we were on, you know, just neutral at this point. Okay, this is the midpoint. So yeah, for me, I'm still looking 8,800 support. Okay, 9,400 resistance. I don't like to spend too much time on BTC analysis on this because I do cover it publicly. Time can be better used, but yeah, this is simply the fib channel that I'm looking to trade from. So yeah, it's nice and simple there. Is it trends within trends, like waves within waves? Yeah, really good question. And essentially, yes. So for example, when we come to the 1 minute chart, let me just explain. So obviously when you're doing Elliott waves, you have trends within trends within, you know, waves within waves within waves within waves. Okay. And it's exactly the same like this, that obviously here on the 3 minute chart, you're in a downtrend. Okay. So on the 3 minute chart, high, lower, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and so you're in a downtrend on the 3 minute. But when you come up to the 15 minute, you're in a high, higher low, higher low, higher high, higher low. So like, you know, like different time frame, different trend. Okay, and then when you come out to the weekly, for example, low, high, higher low, and actually higher high, higher low, higher high. So obviously your weekly support for the keeping the weekly structure is, you're looking at, which is why it's such an important support level, 7,400, because if you break that, then you've broken down and you'd have gone something like this, and then you'd have formed a lower high and a lower low at this point. So then you'll have got a slight break in structure. Then you go out to the monthly, and you then are just looking for a monthly. So when you form a weekly lower low, you're looking just for a monthly higher low. Okay, so like different time frames, different ways you're looking at this. Okay, so you could fall all the way here and say, you know, then turn and it's just a monthly higher low. Whereas obviously if you reached all the way down to, let's say, 5,000, then that would look very bad on like the daily time frame, because you'd have been moving down lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. But on the monthly, for example, we're just looking for a higher low to move up for a higher high. So yeah, it's like different time frames, different ways you're trading it. And for example, as a day trader, okay, you are reacting and taking lots of different trades to the long side and to the short side, zero bias basically. But when you're on the daily chart, you are looking at this much more bullishly, still looking to buy retracements, like aggressively, because you're in a daily uptrend. You want to buy retracements in a daily uptrend. Okay, so where can you get for like some nice opportunities? If you get an opportunity at the 382, so if you get another 8,700, like, you know, one would imagine it's a good opportunity, because, well, you're at the bottom of the range and the 382 support. So yeah, it's just like when you start trending, make the most of the trends. Okay, so yeah, buying retracements in an overall uptrend or shorting the tops in an overall downtrend. We are in a daily / weekly uptrend, so buying support or buying retracements, buying dips in that uptrend makes sense. Okay, and then if you like go to it, start to form a daily downtrend, or then shorting the tops until you change it on different time frames, etc. So I hope that makes sense. But yeah, essentially, yeah, it's trends within trends, just like you get Elliott waves within Elliott waves. With Link now in channel, what would be the major signal ahead of either the break up versus breakdown scenario, just the higher high, higher low approach? So Link. So the way I'd look at this now, if you break the resistance, well, I'd go back to this wave count, to be honest, and I would look still for the higher targets. So obviously we can just simply look at this like well, obviously we hit the 618, so we can look between the 2 and the 2618. So you break out of this, you know, you can get a smaller range going in here. You can get smaller ranges. Okay, so you can get a smaller range in here, but you start to break up from the range highs. Okay, and my targets for higher targets, obviously we cannot still ignore this high here, 22696. Okay, you cannot ignore 22696. Okay, but then higher targets still are obviously then the double top. Okay, then the 2618. That's a big move. That's a big move. You have to remember, top of the range is still 10%. 618, 13%. Double top, 20%. 2618, 40%. Okay, onto the downside, obviously the range lows, 12%. The SR flip would be 16%. Okay, and yeah, so that's the way I'd look at that in the short term. And then you obviously can get in on like a 786, etc. You can like take your fibs slightly different overall looking, and then you have another 618 down here. So it's just like, yeah, link, I would wait for a little bit of yeah, wait for it to actually break at least the high here, 207882, or the low 19227, or you can just day trade this you know, small range, and you can see the volume's decreasing. So the volume is really decreasing, but you've gotten really not any pattern going on here. Like there's no pattern. So really it's just the EQ of the range holding, and you can see that you're holding now above the EQ of the range, which is good. So overall though, I'd wait for that range to break, this smaller range here, before I you know, I will day trade this more than happily, but for a swing trade I want to see that range break, you know. Yeah, link volume still dropping. Yeah, absolutely, the volume's going down. If we are in a daily uptrend, when you enter a trade, your stop loss will be based like in the hourly time frame. If not, it isn't too wide. So I don't really base my time. I don't bet, you know, for, let's say, for example, let's just say you wanted to go long here and you're on the 15-minute chart. Well, you'd have to have your stop losses really below the lows. But then the way, I don't like to do this, to be honest, because because of the way that I trade, I'm always looking for liquidity. Well, I always think I don't want to place my stop loss here, because that's the place that would be my optimal entry where the liquidity. So I'm always like, I don't want to place my stop losses here really. So that's why you want to wait for the break, and then you can use your stop losses a little bit more sensibly. Okay, then you could like have more sensible stop losses. Okay, because you know, you break the range, and it's unlikely you're going to get, unless you get a swing failure pattern, etc. Then it's unlikely you're going to come down for the liquidity because you've taken it from the upside. So yeah, like, so if you were in a daily uptrend, when you enter a trade, your stop loss will be based on like the hourly time frame. Yeah, basically you'd have to use a lower time frame. So let's say if you're a daily time frame trader, use the 4-hour chart for your stop losses. You know, you generally go down ×5, for example. So you know, if you're a daily trader, you look at stop losses, zoom into the 4-hour chart. Yeah, and let's just see if there's anything else. So what's, oh, what link? Oh wow, Enigma. Oh, Enigma has moved while we're streaming, everybody. Oh, wow, so Enigma has moved during the stream. Oh, wow. Well, there we go. There we go. Isn't that beautiful? So, wow. Okay, that's amazing. Okay, so let's just talk. Oh, sorry, I just come over and I just see Enigma up 12%. What? 618. 618, everybody. 618. Lows to highs, 618. There we go. Literally, yeah. I publicly called this so freely for everybody. I was feeling kind, and I just made a Instagram video calling this literally buys between 0.5 and 618. How perfect. And I know the group's been looking at this. Yeah, easy. Easy. Yeah. At me. Where have we just found resistance? At the 618. Basically, I had already on free commerce had this as a take profit. So I have a sell wall at the 618. So this is why you're getting rejected. Well, I don't like to like say it's just me, but yeah, I'm literally controlling this coin, and people in the group know how I can control this coin. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say. That's perfect. So perfect. This is the thing. This is the thing, yeah. So I start to feel like a god, and this is when I think I need to stop training for the day, because I feel like a god, literally. It's so easy for me. Yeah, yeah, wow, yeah, unbelievable. Like, there's so much money to be made, so much money. I love it. I literally love it. And that's what I'm going to end with today. So, yeah. Hope you've enjoyed tonight's stream. Blown away. Thank you everybody for the support. Yeah, with my like nan, etc. Yeah, so today I was obviously in the hospital looking after her, and for me, family's obviously more important than trading. So family first, everything. For me, the most important, family, friends. So yeah, I will obviously be taking a step back in the coming days to look after her. She lives really close to me, so it's really easy for me. But why do you think that is? Other traders having the 618? I don't know other traders, but I have a big sell, because I accumulated. I wrote this, so this is why I was writing up earlier. So where even was this? So obviously continue to trade throughout the week, and where I am accumulating, so I have been accumulating a large position on this 618. Like, this is so perfect for me, accumulating a pretty large position, I'm not gonna lie. And because I had so much time to accumulate this, so this sell wall, obviously because I've just got it set as a limit order, so this is like a bit annoying, because I probably have not even filled a lot of my sell orders. This is why I need to go manage the trade, because if this is the case, I'm going to need to like actually close out this. This is the thing, that when you're trading with large amounts, it's harder for yourself, because you can do these sort of walls, whereas holding this up with a wall, I had a buy wall just buying at the 618, and like I couldn't get all my position filled. The same here. If I'm trying to sell at the 618, I cannot fill. I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have filled all of my sells here. So I do want to manage this, because this is the thing. Yeah, it like kind of bites you in the ass when you are playing with more amounts sometimes. So this is why I really wish Binance had a hidden sell wall feature, because I cannot hide these walls, that they're a little bit annoying. And this is like, when you're accumulating, you do not enter just like a 10 Bitcoin, 20 Bitcoin, 30 Bitcoin positions. It's easier to like go 1 Bitcoin fill, 1 Bitcoin fill, 1 Bitcoin fill, 1 Bitcoin fill, rather than just going 100 Bitcoin, whatever. Rather than just doing one order, you need to like fill it slowly, like 1 Bitcoin, 1 Bitcoin, 1 Bitcoin, like really easy to fill 1 Bitcoin positions. But if you start doing one massive wall, then it's so hard, because people get so scared. And on Bitfinex, you can do hidden walls, and it's like still obvious to like, if you know what you're looking for, that there's a hidden wall. But a lot of newer traders have no idea. So I really wish Binance had hidden walls, basically. And I'm going to manage this trade. I need to manage this, because this is already coming down from that 618. So I'm going to manage this now. Yeah, thank you everybody. Yeah, best wishes. No, thank you so much. Yeah, I'll be looking after her over the coming days. And yeah, she's got a hip operation tomorrow, a replacement. So this is like pretty big. But yeah, I'll buy her something nice. So yeah, hope you have all enjoyed tonight's stream, and I will catch you in the next one. Obviously Sunday is the champion stream, 23rd, so I'll either see you in the champion stream on the 23rd, or I will see you next week on the 26th, which is obviously next Wednesday, same time as always. Hope that you've enjoyed this stream. I will catch you in the next one. Thank you everybody. Thank you so much. I'll catch you all next week. Cheers. Thank you.